Hey, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're going to install the EZ Shift. I got offered a chance to review this product, so we're going to put it on. Now, if you're not familiar with this product, they say it makes it much easier to find neutral and other gears. We're attaching this to the arm at the back of the shift linkage, and that's going to extend it and give you more leverage. They say it reduces the force required to put it in gear or into neutral by 20%. Now, I have not really had a lot of problems hitting neutral on this 2024. In fact, I've had a few issues where I thought I was in first, and when I start to let the clutch out, it jumps into neutral. Like I didn't get it into first gear all the way. So I'm really going to be interested to see how it impacts that aspect of shifting as well. Because although some people commonly have issues getting into neutral, I'm having an issue keeping it from jumping into neutral. Now this looks to be a really simple install. Let's get into it. Now on my 2024 Street Glide, I need a 7/16 wrench to break the shift linkage loose from the rear arm. Now to take the shift linkage off, you're going to need a 1/2 inch and a 7/16 wrench to break the acorn nut loose and remove the front of the shift linkage. Now where the shift linkage attaches to the rear arm, that's basically like a 7/16 bolt. You'll just turn that thing counterclockwise like it was a bolt, and it'll unscrew from the shift linkage arm. Now this has a set screw in it that's a 1/8 Allen. We're going to take that back loose. Then you use a 3/8 Allen to tie this into the existing shift linkage arm, and then tighten up your set screw. I prefer to use Loctite for the installation of pieces like this, especially really close to the motor where they're vibrating. I really like this gel Loctite I've got on Amazon. Doesn't run you everywhere, and it's cheaper than regular Loctite. Now they do specify that this works with the OEM shift linkage. If you've got some kind of aftermarket shift linkage, I can't guarantee it's going to fit with that. Buyer beware. But if you're still running the OEM shift linkage, it should work fine. And let's get this thing reassembled. And then I'm going to do 500 miles next weekend to go to our very first hog rally. So I'm going to get a lot of time in riding this bike and testing out this linkage. And we'll come back and tell you what I think of it. All right, I had been running the EZ Shift for about 500 miles in the last week. We went to a rally in Springfield, Missouri for the Mid-America Regional Hog Rally. So we were riding around town, riding back roads. I rode interstate. I rode all kinds of varieties of traffic conditions and stuff. And so I have a really good feel about it. But I can tell you, my very first ride, I was shocked. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, how much of a difference it made. I could really tell the difference. Now, we'll talk about how this works and stuff in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on my wife's Sport Glide ST. That's what we're calling this thing. Have you guys seen this thing yet? So this is the Sport Glide, and we put an ST fairing on it. And I'm going to be doing a walk-around review and talk about all the upgrades and the setup on that, because we've had a lot of people online asking. But her shifter is the same as my M8 bagger, my 2024 Street Glide. And we're going to put the Kraus EZ Shift on it. Now she struggles getting into neutral a lot more than I do. I really didn't have a problem with it on the 2024, but I definitely did notice a difference, and now I'm gonna take it off and ride it some more, and we'll see, if I really notice it being gone now after having it for a week and riding a bunch with it, because we're headed to another event. We're gonna put several hundred miles on next weekend, going to East versus West, and that's gonna be a really cool deal put on by Harley-Davidson, V-Twin Visionary, at the House of Speed dealers in Joplin, Missouri. So Firecracker works on her own bike. So she's installing the EZ Shift on her bike. She can tell you later how easy it was to install and what she thinks of it in her own perspective after getting to test it out in the next week or two.
Good?
Was that 5 times in a row, never missed?
Yep.
Do you think that's easier than it was before already?
Yes.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the audience?
No, not right now. I just got done riding for the first time with the EZ Shift installed on my bike. I have to say that I did not realize that $100 piece would make it so much easier to put it into neutral, and it shifts so much smoother than it did before. I'm very happy with this part, and I'm so glad that we invested in getting this part.
So there you have it. We just did about, 40, 50 miles. It's her first time riding with the EZ Shift, and she's very excited about it, really likes it. Was really surprised. I mean, even in the garage after installing it, she was flipping through the shifter and she could tell a difference without ever starting the bike. So, I know maybe people may find it hard to believe, but I never thought a $92 part would make this big of a difference. I don't particularly have a problem hitting neutral, but it does make it easier. It makes it better. And for her, it's a big difference. She's riding a 2019 M8 Softail, a Sport Glide specifically, with forward controls, and it really, she could feel a difference immediately. So for what it's worth, that's what we think of the Kraus Moto's EZ Shift. Definitely worth the $92 investment. Yes, I know somebody's going to say you can buy cheaper ones off of Amazon or eBay. For those that are thinking that's the way to go, there is another video by HD Vibe where he compares the quality of some of these less, we'll just say what they are, some of the cheaper products that are available on Amazon and eBay that claim to do the same thing. And he did not find them to be nearly as good in fit and finish or fitment. So I'm quite happy with the Kraus Moto. I mean, we spend $20,000, $30,000 on these motorcycles, $92 to solve a problem if you're experiencing issues getting it shifting into neutral is a pretty small investment. Probably the next question is, how long is it going to take Harley to put this into the engineering? If it's becoming popular, they're going to have to address it. It's a simple fix.